Hello and welcome to Mastering Microsoft Excel video series. This is video number 34 where we're going to explore the forecasting options available in Excel. Without much ado, let's get into the Excel screen and let's start understanding about the options available for us. Forecasting is a very interesting area and exciting area in Excel. When you talk about forecasting, the first and foremost you need to understand what are the different types of forecasting strategies you have and what are the formulas available for each of these strategies, and then how will I pick up the specific formula for my requirement. So for that you need to have a better understanding about your business. You should know whether your business has any seasonality. This is a first check. When I say seasonality, do you have a specific spike in your number at a specific period? Example, every March my sales will go high. Every September my sales will go down. This is a behavior which keeps happening every year. Then your business do have a seasonality. Now let's say we talk about another question is, hey, is your sales continuously going up? Even though there is little bit dip, it's continuously going up. So that means we are talking about an uptrend number, linearly moving. So if that is the behavior, then you should go for linear type of predicting formulas. Now let's talk about the worst case situation or the best case situation. My numbers are continuously going high, but I don't know when this upcoming or this uptrend is going to finish, or my numbers are continuously going down and I don't know when it will get over. But I want to know, if this number keeps moving high, what will be that increasing number in the next 3 quarters? If it is going down, what will be the downfall numbers in the next 3 quarters? If you want to predict something like that, then it's called exponential predictions. So the understanding of your numbers behavior is very important to pick the right type of formula. So in this video, we're going to talk about if the numbers are linear, gradually moving higher or gradually moving down. So for the linear predictions, you got two choices to go for. First one is called FORECAST.LINEAR. The second one is called TREND. So without much ado, let's get into the Excel screen and let's start exploring about these two formulas. All right, so this is the Excel which I'm going to use for this video. Before we start writing the formula, I want you to take care of a few things. The first question you need to know, or you need to ask yourself, hey, how do I know this is definitely a linear behavior in numbers? So the easiest way to find out is select your numbers and create a line chart and check out the line direction. Now in this case, if you see here, the line is pretty upward moving, which you can see here, and there is no couple of huge spikes or downfalls. I do have a little bump over here, but that's not again carrying over somewhere. So there is no seasonality, there is no sudden spike, but I could see a gradual growth. So that means the numbers are pretty linearly moving higher. Yeah, so I can go for linear prediction method. Okay, that's how you check. So that's your first check. Second, whether your data set is ready to use it inside the formula. So remember, my friend, when you write these forecasting formulas, you will definitely see the letter X and Y. The X stands for the time series. Those time series have to be, or the period have to be given in terms of number. It cannot be a text or it cannot be an alphanumeric. Example, if you see, generally when people want to predict, they would have a data set like this. With this, if they start writing the formula, it will not work, because I need to create an extra column before my first column where it indicates the period number. So if this is the first quarter, this is the second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, fifth quarter data, sixth quarter data, because this is what is going to be taken into my X, which is the time series, and the Y stands for the actual number which you want to predict, and in our case that's the sales revenue. So that's how you should have your data set. So now in this case it's perfectly ready, we're good to go. Now when it comes to linear prediction, you got two choices. One is forecast.linear, the other one is trend. Now, when will I use which one? So let's talk about forecast.linear first, and then I'll show you what is that extra available in trend. So let me go ahead and start writing forecast.linear. But there is also another formula called forecast. Forecast.linear and the forecast both are same. Forecast is a legacy formula. Forecast.linear is the latest version formula. So we're going to go for forecast.linear. And you can see the first input it is asking. Let me zoom it for you guys. The first input it is asking is X, which is nothing but for which time period are you trying to predict? I want to predict for the 9th quarter. So that's my X. For which period you want to predict? Come on. Known wise. Hey, what's the actual value you want to predict? Do you have the historical data for it? The actual value which I want to predict is a sales revenue, and the known values which I already have with me are available here. So I'm going to select them and I'm going to make it constant because I'm going to copy this formula down. Come on. Then known X. Okay, so these values, these sales revenue, are for which period? For almost 8 periods. So X stands for the period. And those are the three inputs I have to feed for this formula, which we have given right now. We're going to close the braces, hit the enter, and that is our number, which you can see it here. Now for the next one, I have to copy paste this formula, or I can drag this formula, and that's my prediction. But that's how your forecast.linear works. So you got your future numbers right now. Okay, let's go to the trend. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and use the trend. So let's try to copy these numbers and let's try to put it over here. Probably you can check what's the value of trend formula, because both are using the linear approach when it comes to predictions. So trend, you can see here, returns numbers in linear trend matching known data points. Okay, so trend, the first input of the trend function is known wise. So which is known wise for here? This one. Well, trend is an array formula. Because it's an array formula, after selecting my known y's or known x, there's no need to put the dollar sign here, because it will take care of taking those data sets automatically even for the other numbers. If you're using 365 version of Excel, you do not have to do anything. Just write the formula in the way I'm writing it. Suppose if you're not using 365 version, you need to use Control Shift and Enter keys after you completing the formula. Only then your formula will work. After you complete the formula, just press Control Shift and Enter, then the formula will work without any problem. So now, because I'm using 365 version, I don't have to worry about the dollar sign, neither the Control Shift and Enter. I'm going to go and feed the rest of the inputs for the formula. Come on, look at it. It's asking known X, which is a known periods, which is the 8 quarters. Come on. Now this is the first difference between the trend and the forecast. In the forecast, it was simply asking you X, only one period at a time, but here you can predict for multiple periods at a single time. Comma. This is the second difference, is whether you want to keep the B component, the constant component of your linear equation, as 0, or you want to calculate it normally. Now, I don't want to get into too much mathematical or statistical here, but just to give you a small heads up, the linear equation is y is equal to mx plus b, where the b is the constant. Now, when the b will be kept to 0 is if your business is like this: hey, unless I market, there will not be a single unit of sale for me. If that is the case, then you have to set your B value to 0. Then you have to go for the choice false here. So let's say the other way, even if I don't market my product, still there will be a sale happening somewhere or the other. Then in that case, you have to go for the choice B is to be calculated normally, which is true. Ideally, the best option to take care here is the true rather than the false. I'm going to go for the true. So I'm going to close the braces and hit the enter. You could see the predicted values on both the sides. It's exactly the same. One is an array formula, one is not an array formula. Okay, but you do have a couple of extra benefit when you go for trend, because you can set the B to 0, which is not the case here in forecast.linear. Okay, so that is how you will be predicting the future numbers for a linearly behaving historical numbers. All right, so I hope you got a better learning in this video, and I've also given you a good understanding about the basics of forecasting before you go ahead and do it. In the upcoming videos, we will also explore the other forecasting formulas. Until then, take care of yourself. Signing off, Hariharan.